This way.
I've seen.
Dark.
Oh, waiting in suspense.
Yeah, isn't it? It's the umbrella. It's something got to do with the umbrella.
There's no sound on this, Peter.
There is.
There's no sound.
There is no. It's not very loud.
Louder.
Feel a bit of U2 coming on. What was that?
Yeah. What's going on? Jeez, that's a nice car now.
Does it
Take
have a
that
tow
for
bar?
Christmas.
Oh, good man, Rob. Is the sound coming through okay, guys?
Not really. It's quiet, but you can hear a little bit.
You can hear movement, but not really music, Peter.
You can hear it. I can see clearly now.
I can hear Liam singing.
I can see all obstacles in my way.
Okay.
Gone of the dark clouds that had me blind. Gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared.
Ah, Top Gear.
Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day.
I want to go racing.
I just see these cars, all these cars I'll never afford. Just like, there's one.
Now tractor in there, you'll afford someday.
I'll get that. I'll get that tractor.
Aim high, aim
I'll
high.
aim for that tractor.
Was it a Matty Ferguson?
What else? That's gotta be it.
Now, good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Peter.
How are we?
Hey, Peter.
Hello.
So, why did I put that video up, guys?
This is the last time.
Because it's the last time, indeed. Any other reasons you can think of?
You can see clearly now.
Ha-ha! Nice one, right?
Think big.
So, here's the thing, right? It turns out, anyway, myself and Jeremy are fans of Liam's. So, I'm not the only one out there, right? Now, that was the opening. Does anybody know what that was from?
Grand Tour.
The Grand Tour. It was the
Okay.
opening scene of the Grand Tour. And what was happening? The three guys were doing what? Starting again. Dreaming
Having the
everything
time
up.
of their lives.
Having the time of their lives and starting again. What
Midlife
is
crisis.
every one of you doing after
crisis.
Christmas?
Starting again.
Starting again. Okay? So we are, all of us, starting again. Wow, I think I need to start that pen again. Right, anyway. Now, we're all starting again. And the reason I wanted to put that up there was, yes, I'm going to give you, what did I promise you today? Anybody remember?
Crate of champagne.
Secret.
Like crate of champagne. We're going to give you everything you need, the pieces of the pie that we spoke about before, the recipe, whatever it is you want to call it, I'm giving you everything today, okay? So you will be able to see clearly what you need to do, and most importantly, what you don't need to do. I'm going to save you from the sharks that will take your money and give you nothing. Another thing is, what else did we see as Jeremy drove off out of the airport and hit the road?
He was on his own.
And then what happened?
He was
His
joined
friends
by
joined him.
That's what we're going to look at. Who do you want with you? Okay? Who do you want with you on the journey? Who's going to help you get there? All right? What they do, how they're going to go about it, all that kind of stuff. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Anybody not want it?
Nope.
Hey, great. Okay. So, the first thing is, what did we say before? We need to have a plan. And to get a plan in place, where do we need to start?
at the end.
At the end, okay? We need to start at the destination and do what?
Work back.
Work backwards.
Work our way back, all right? So, can anybody remember what we need our destination to be? Anyone? Hello? Anyone in there? Hello? Right. It's all gone very quiet when I ask the questions, isn't it? Right. See, it's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, right. What did we say we want to do? We want to have what? What do every one of you want?
Success.
You want success.
Success, money. Rob, fun. Tell
Go on, what else do you want? Success.
Fun.
Customers.
Fun.
Laughs.
Giggler.
Somebody said customers. Yeah, we'd be pretty poor without them, wouldn't we? Okay, what else do we want?
Awesome. Money.
Time.
Money,
Security.
time.
Another lockdown.
Yay!
I think he got that already, Rob.
Rob, I thought you were going to say validation.
Well, what else do we want?
Security.
Security. What else do we want?
Cash flow.
Cash flow.
Loads and loads of money.
Yes, please.
Okay, what else do we want?
Job satisfaction.
Satisfaction, so we want to be happy. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Can you all see that?
Yes.
Everybody read it? Yeah? Okay. Now, what's interesting about it?
It's a wish list.
It's a wish list. Yeah, go on. What else about it?
It's achievable.
It's achievable. Well, it is. Of course it is. Do you know how to do it? What else? What's interesting about it?
Everybody
Missing
can define
detail.
those things differently. They mean different things to different people.
They do mean different things to different people, right? But what else? What's missing?
The plan to get there.
Strategy.
Well, the strategy, that's coming. But we'll think about this for a second. Nobody said to spend more time at work.
Oh yeah, add that one in there. I want to spend more time.
You want to spend more time at work,
Got that
don't you?
one.
Yeah.
You want to work harder, don't you?
Yeah, and another lockdown.
Isn't it funny? But how much of your life do you spend right now trying to work harder?
Too much.
Too much. Or trying to find work? Now, here's the interesting thing, right? Where's time? Right, see that one there, time. What did we say that was before? It's the most what?
Valuable.
The most valuable commodity on the planet because it's the only thing you can't buy, right? Now, would you believe, here's a statistic for you. We'll start today's statistics with this one, 25%. Anybody tell me what 25% is?
Quarter.
Quarter.
What do you pay yourself?
You know, 25% is a quarter. What does it represent?
The amount of statistics that aren't true.
That's actually 37, Rob. So sorry, you're wrong. Okay, 25%. Would you believe that is the average time in this country right now that your self-employed person gets paid their full hourly rate? 25% of your week. Does that sound outlandish in the current climate? It doesn't, does it?
No.
So what are we doing with the other 75% of our week?
Panicking.
Panicking and doing what?
Complaining.
Chasing our tails, looking for work.
Tail.
Now, if we're chasing our tails, looking for work, panicking, wonder where the next meal is coming from, does that level of panic allow us to do our best work?
No.
Absolutely.
So if we're not doing our best work, will we get people coming back to us again and again and again?
No.
If we haven't got them coming back to us again and again and again, are they going to bring their friends?
No.
Oh, no.
So who wants to continue down that path?
No.
Me.
You do.
Rob.
He's some boyo, isn't he? Right. Are they all like that in Mullingar? I've never been. Now
It's
I'm
amazing
beginning to
here.
realise why.
It's amazing here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if we are panicking and not doing our best work and chasing work all the time, spending our life worried about things, will we have success?
No.
Will we have fun? Will we be happy?
No.
Will we have lots of customers? Will we have
No.
lots of money? Will we have lots of time? Will we have security in our jobs?
No.
Or will we have
I
great
like
cash flow?
responding, Rob.
No.
No, we won't. And who wants to live like that?
I
We
don't.
might have lots of time, but we're not going to have money
It's
to
not
spend.
nice time, is it? Do you want to spend most of your time worried about putting food on the table? No, I don't. Okay, so if we continue down the path that the average person is doing today, will we get there?
No.
No. So what is the easiest way to make sure that people come back to you again and again and bring their friends?
Over deliver.
Over deliver, exactly. So our destination, our aim is to over deliver. Now, is everybody clear what I mean by over deliver?
Yeah, go the extra mile.
Yeah.
Now let's think about this for a second. Imagine you were setting up a restaurant, right? That's an easy one, okay? Because we've all eaten food at some stage, so we can all relate to a restaurant. Imagine you go to a restaurant, we've all been there at some stage, and the food, you kind of sit down and it's put in front of you and you taste it, and the person you're with says, well, what's yours like? And you go, it kind of reminds me of food, I think. It's not very tasty, but sure, look, it'll do. Is that over-delivering?
No.
No.
Is it delivering?
No.
Or is it under-delivering?
Under.
Under-delivering.
It's under-delivering,
Overwhelming.
right? And underwhelming. But how often do we see it?
All the time.
Yeah, we see it all the time. And those people are happy to produce that shit to us, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Right, why?
We allow them to.
You get away with
We
it.
don't.
They get away with it. But tell me this, are they able to charge the big money for it?
No.
They're not.
I mean, put it this way, do you think it takes shorter or longer to produce a really crap spaghetti carbonara or a really good spaghetti carbonara?
Same time.
It's the same amount of time. So if you're going to do a crap one, how much might you be able to charge for it? Maybe a £5? And if you do a really good one, what can you charge for it? Maybe 20 quid? 4 times the price. All by doing what?
Trying to
Not
over-deliver.
spending any more time, but over delivering, okay? Now, so we've agreed that one and we recognize it. Now, what about one where it's, yeah, it's okay. It's not bad, actually. It's fine. It'll do me grand till I get back to work and then I go home and have a nice dinner. Now, what is that? Is that under-delivering, delivering, or over-delivering?
Under-delivering.
Under-delivering again, or maybe me just about meeting expectations, right? You might even call it delivering at a stretch. But you know when you go to a restaurant, you sit down and they bring it out and you take the first mouthful and you sit, and you just go, oh my God, taste that, taste that. Oh my God, I've never tasted anything like that in my life. You have to try it. Now, what is that?
Over-delivering.
Now, are you going to go tell all your friends?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you going to bring people at Christmas time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you going to scream and shout about it and put a good review up on the Google?
Yes.
Okay. Is that going to make it easier for the restaurant owner?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that what you want for your business?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So over deliver, and we're now a bit more clear on what it is that we want to be able to do. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we have to, what we want to do is we need to aim to over deliver. Now, at what point should we be able to over deliver? Now or 2 years down the road as the business grows?
No.
Now. Right? How many people do you know, Asha, will get good at it as we go along?
Everyone.
We see it all the time. How many times have you had a leak in your house and you've gone and got a plumber or whatever it is and they come and they make a bigger mess than they started with?
Mm-hmm.
It drives you bonkers, doesn't it? You won't recommend them to anybody, will you?
No.
Is this something we see all the time? And it's an Irish attitude. It's called till do. Sure to do, right? I hate it, right? But I want everybody else to get out of that mindset, because will to do make you money?
No.
No. Okay. It might short term, might in the next half hour, but won't get you any extra customers. You with me? Right? So we have to over deliver, has to be number one. All right. Now, if we're going to get to the point where we are good enough to over deliver, what do we need next? So what has to happen just before you over deliver in the steps? What has to happen just before that so that you can over deliver?
Oh, you have to have the skills and the ability.
You have to have the skills and the ability. And what else did we say? The knowledge? The knowledge, the skill, and the attitude to be brilliant. Okay? Now, in exact, as well as that, we have the knowledge, the skill, the attitude. We over deliver. We're absolutely brilliant at what we do. What do we next need?
Your expectation of what's required by the customer.
Yeah, and that's in your over deliver, so you match that. But now you have your restaurant, it's all set up, you've beautiful dishes, you've got a wonderful menu, everything's brilliant, but it's empty. So what do you need?
Customers. Customers.
You need customers. Okay, so the last thing you need to do is get a customer in the door is do what?
Sorry, repeat, Peter, I didn't get that.
What's the last thing you need? As they come in the door, you need to do what? To get them to?
Pay.
Well, pay at the end. If that's come down to, you'll always get paid if you over deliver. If you meet anybody and they say, geez, do you know what? I'm finding that they're very difficult to get paid these days. Run like hell, okay? Because the only people that don't get paid are the people that do the bad jobs, okay? Let that be a warning sign, right? Anyway, you need to have the customer to sit down at the restaurant table, so they need to come in the door. So in our line of business, what do we call that? When they go from not being a customer to being a customer, you have done what?
Warm lead.
You've closed them. Is that right? Yeah? So the next, working backwards, remember we said this, we find the destination and we check the pipes all the way back. So your next thing is to be able to close. Right? Does anybody disagree with me?
No.
No? Okay, so we need to be able to get them in the door, get them at the table, right? And happy to be at the table, so we're going to be able to close. Now, before we can close them, what's the step we need to do before that?
Attract them.
Which?
Attract them.
Well, that would come,
First.
think of this way, we're going backwards now, okay?
Do the
So you
pitch.
negotiate your price.
We need to do the pitch, right? So the next one is we need to do the pitch. Whatever that happens to be, depending on the business. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's involved? Oh, well, we'll continue with this route first, right? So that's your pitch. What do you need to do before you do the pitch?
Prepare the pitch.
Well, prepare the pitch, yeah. You have to do
Find the
that.
customer.
Which?
Find the customer.
Find the customer.
Know what
Okay.
the customer wants.
Know what the customer wants. So to be able to do that, what do you have to do with the customer to know what they want and to keep them coming towards you?
Listen to them.
You have to engage, okay? And engage is two things. We have to listen to them and we have to what? Talk to them. So what's the word for the two of those? And that's?
Communicate.
Communicate, exactly. Now, to get them to communicate with us, what do we need just before they decide they're going to communicate?
They need to know what the solution is, that it meets their needs.
You need their attention. I mean,
You need their attention, and you need their more than their attention, you need their interest. Okay, so they have to see something about you that they like. And remember the time we talked about the really simple process of buying a car. You see the advert, you nip into the dealership and you pick up a
Brochure.
brochure. So you need the brochure, which is going to pique their interest. Isn't that right? Now, so that's number 6, going that way. Now, to get them interested to turn up in your equivalent of a dealership and pick up your brochure, what do you need to have done to make that happen?
Awareness.
Awareness. Well, you need to have done something. What did somebody said it a few minutes ago?
Attract.
Action.
Attract. You with me? Yeah, you have to have something that makes them get in touch with you in the first place, right? Now, and lastly, to make them, to be attractive to them, what do they have to do? What do they have to be aware of to be attractive to you?
What do you do? What do you do?
What do you do? What else?
What you can do for them?
What you can do for them, yeah. What else?
They need to know you exist.
They need to know that you exist. Very good. Right? That you exist. Because if you have the best product or service in the world and it's sitting in your garage and nobody knows about it, are you going to become a millionaire?
No.
No. Okay. So, does anybody looking at that list there think that we're missing anything? Anything at all?
Well, in order to over-deliver, you have to try and figure out what your customer wants that they don't know that they want.
Yes, you have to do that. You have to do that as part of this bit, which is making yourself really, really good at what you do, right? And then it's this process that we're talking about. I can't help you to become a better lawyer, right? I can't help you to become a better inventor, Rob, okay? Because I don't know anything about inventing shit, right? But what I can do is tell you what bits of this you need. Does that make sense? Yeah? So in that step by step, what did we say? We're going to work from the destination, work back like a plumber would put bits of pipe in and then make sure that the pipe is sealed and all that, work their way back to the mains. Isn't that right? So if we're doing that, can you think of anything that's missing from this
The test drive.
recipe?
Develop your skills. Develop your skills.
Well, developing your skills again is in here. This is the skills part.
What makes you unique?
What makes you unique? That is, we put that in your brochure, and you have your job is to communicate it.
Have they had the test drive?
The test drive is in here in the pitch.
Knowing your customers, knowing who is your customer.
Knowing who your customer is. Well, what I'm saying is, there's nothing missing here, is there?
Nope.
In the step-by-step guide, is there anything missing?
You are.
What?
Huh?
Well, we, as the people bring all of this, we're missing it.
No, we're in here. We're in the over-deliver. No, the fact is, they are the steps that you need to be able to carry out to have all of those things on the list that you mentioned before. Success, fun, happiness, customers, money, time, security, and cash flow. There's nothing missing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So why are most people not successful? Why are 96% of people not having what's on that list?
So missing pieces of the pie.
They're missing all the pieces, or some pieces.
Now, do you remember the week that we talked about the 3 different types of people that make up the population? 25% of them, what did we say they were?
VFAs.
No.
I think it's bigger.
The VFFA was bigger, right? 25% we call the never.
Oh, yeah.
Always waiting for someone else to do it for them. Never doing the work, never doing what's needed. 70%, what were they?
VFFA.
They were the VFFA. And what was amazing about the VFFA?
They're everywhere.
Nothing amazing about it.
Yeah, nothing amazing, yeah.
Lacking.
The thing about them was that they did what? They do what?
You go through the motions, but
Go
don't
through the
try.
motions and they do the bare minimum that they think they'll get away with. Hold on to their 1 or 2 successes a year. What do they want at the end? They want the
VFFA.
results, the validation for fuck all, right?
Yeah.
So that's what they want, right? Now, and what did that say? We left with 5, which is 5%, which do it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
How many people have we got on here today? 28 at the moment, right? Which is roughly, is it even 5% of the members of Ireland together now at this stage?
No.
It's under. Now, but here's the thing. The 5% that have the intentions of doing it, do they all manage it?
No.
No, they don't, right? Because there is 1.5%, 1.5% of them get distracted. They have all the great intentions, but they get distracted, which means that the successful are 3.5% of the population. Now, when I mean successful, I mean reaching the goal that they set themselves in the first place. That's all. Do you know what percentage of businesses started in the world go on to become a Facebook or an Amazon?
0.
Yeah.
It's 0.0002%. But what's funny is they're the ones that have all the steps in place. The VFFAs never get there. Why?
Yeah, they give up. They don't put in the effort.
Sweet FA.
What they want is, see this step here, the attract step, they want that to have people turn up and pay them the money without going through any of the other steps along the way. Right? Or, here's the other one I've discovered. They will find the person that will help them get through the steps, they think, but they'll buy the cheap. They'll buy the one that won't over-deliver for them along the way. And I bet you if we were all to look into our own hearts, we've all done that at some point or other, haven't we?
Oh, never. Oh, never. It's always the other people, but never me.
Exactly. So now, just to go on that, what I want to do is I want to show you as well. We started off, they need to know we exist. Okay, so how do we let them know we exist? What are the things that we can put in place to let them know we exist?
Websites, social media.
Yeah, all that stuff, websites.
Shops. Advertising. TV, radio, newspapers.
Yeah.
The most important thing, though, is that we sell them what they want, not what we want to sell them.
Exactly. We'll come back to that in a while. I'm just talking about the steps and what's involved in each piece of the recipe, okay? You have your social, you have your adverts, you have your website, and you want people to find your website. So what's the easiest way for people to find your website is your SEO, right? And that's IFA. I can't do that for you, right? I'm no good at that, okay? But, so we have IFA for that. Okay, social media. We'll need a bit of social media, won't we? Are we better off to spend half a day ourselves doing the social media or get somebody who knows what they're doing to do it for you?
Get someone to do it.
Get someone who knows what they're doing to do it. But what's the problem in this country right now with social media?
It's like a circus.
Like a circus, and everybody thinks they know how to do it, right? I remember a couple of years ago when I knew absolutely nothing about it and I hired somebody and they said, oh yes, and it'll be great and we'll do A/B testing and we'll do this, that and the other. And I said, what? You said you're an expert. And they went, yes, I'm an expert. I said, well, what do you need to do A/B testing for? Oh, that's what we do. You mean you have to go and do the research now? You mean you don't know what you're doing? Oh, no, that's not the way to look at it. And I said, what do you want? You want me to pay you to do your research, to learn how to do your job? And they went, yeah, that's the way it works. How quickly do you think I gave them the door? Right? So it's about finding, I bet you, Aoife, people drive you bonkers with that kind of stuff, do they?
I'm about to just ring you because actually that is the way it works. I don't know your business, but I want to do the best job I can for you. So I want to do a bit of research.
Yes, but you do want to do the best. How many people are in your business who don't want to do the best? They just want the money and they don't care. Okay.
Yeah, they're the WFFAs.
The VFFA.
The
VFFA. So they're out there, right?
I can use the W word as well. There's a W word.
Of course you can. Yeah. So then we have the social media side of things. So we need somebody to help us with the social media. right? Do you do that, Aoife?
No, it's not my
No?
area of expertise.
Okay, that's not
I can
your
do the
area.
strategy, but I don't execute.
Okay, great. So now we know exactly what Aoife does, right? So the social and stuff, I do know one person who's part of the community. She's not here today, but Claire Mason is very good at the social media stuff, right? Now, here's the thing about adverts. Do you really need adverts?
Google Ads, yeah. Yeah, Google Ads.
If they're focused at the right channels and
If
to the right
they're
audience,
done
but
right.
if they're just mass market, then
Here's the thing, mass marketing, scattergun approach to advertising, does it work?
No.
No,
Facebook
it
and
has to be
LinkedIn,
targeted.
no. So you need to find somebody that knows how to do that and actually target it.
Yeah.
Okay, and your website.
Okay, the guy who can help you there is Fergal O'Connor.
Brilliant. Write that down, guys.
He does a 5-channel strategy.
Great. So now we have someone else who will actually do it properly, right? Then you have a website. Okay. If your website isn't up to scratch and isn't communicating properly with your customers, is there any point in attracting them to your website?
None.
No.
None. How often does it happen, though, that we see people with crap websites with the stuff coming in and then they wonder why? Because what are they doing? They're telling us all about themselves. We see it, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So you want to have a good website, all right? Now, who have we got here that builds really good, really original websites?
We've a couple of people. We've
We have a
Miss
couple of
Dowd
people.
in Monologue.
Okay, okay. Now, there are a couple of people out there, but here's the thing. There is no point going to get a website built until you know what you want that website to say.
And do.
And do, because it's a waste of time if you don't know what you want to tell your customers. Hands up, how many of you right now, if I said I want a really good value proposition from you, I don't want to know what you do. I don't want to know why you do it. I don't want to know how long you do it. I want to know why I should buy it from you as regards anybody else. How many of you could put your hands up right now and give me that value proposition and have it perfect? Silence is deafening. But that is the first thing we must have before we can fill up and make a website. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Yep.
And those of you who've been on it, what happens when you go to a course of mine called Level Up? What do you get?
Your value proposition.
Your value proposition, okay? So that's the first one that I can help you with, is your value prop. Okay? Without it, will any of the other steps work?
No.
To get you your success and your money and your time and all that stuff, okay?
No, they won't.
Now, and lastly on that, does anybody here know somebody who writes people's value propositions?
You,
No.
Peter. That's the thing.
You can do that, Peter.
You can do it. You're very good at it.
See, here's the problem. No one can write your value proposition except for you. Because nobody knows you like you do. I can guide you to do it and I can help you find out what your value proposition is, but you can't give it to someone else to do it. Because what happens is they don't know what your value proposition is. You think it's easy, you give it to someone else to do. The only thing they can do is Google 50 other websites that sound like you, pick the best bits out of all of it, bang it together, and then make you sound what?
Like everyone else.
Like everyone else. And when you're like everyone else, what do you become?
Same.
What to price against? You with me? Okay. So that's the first bit there, right? So that's to let them know that we exist. Is there anything missing in there? I don't think there is.
What about cold emailing?
Sorry?
Yes. Okay.
Going contacting people cold, whether it's on LinkedIn, email, or phone.
Well, that's part of your social media strategy, right? So it's still part of this bit, okay? Now be very, very careful about cold emailing. How many emails do you get per day at the moment from people trying to sell you something that have no relationship with you?
Too many.
I had 47 this morning. How many of them do you think I read? None. I actually timed myself to see how quickly I could actually delete them all. Right, that's my little competition. See, can I get even quicker at deleting shit? Right now, if I'm doing that, who else do you think is doing that?
Everyone.
Yeah. So, is it a good strategy right now to just cold email people? No. And if you're cold,
it's not GDPR compliant.
It's not even GDPR compliant, exactly, right? So I personally think that's a pointless strategy at the moment. But there are people out there who will try and sell you email lists for lots of money and tell you that it will help you grow your business. Will it?
No.
No. So what do we call those people?
Bullshitters.
The sharks. Okay. So we're going to end up with a list as well of the things to avoid that won't work. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. So that's the existing bit. What did we say once they know that you exist? What was the next bit? Who wrote it down?
Pique their interest.
You had to attract them.
Brochure.
Now, if we want to attract them, what do we need to know?
What they want.
What they want. Okay, what else do we need to know?
The competition.
Yeah, you need to know why you're different from competition.
Yeah, but most importantly, right, to actually attract them, right? Let's put it this way, right? If you were going out on a first date with somebody, or maybe a second date, you got to know somebody a little bit that you met in the pub or whatever it happens to be, wouldn't you have tried to find out a little bit about what kind of clothes they might like? You know, do they like the person who turns up with a nice jacket and a dicky bow and a hanky in the pocket and a nice polished pair of shoes, or do they like the person that turns up in jeans and a t-shirt? You'd find that out, wouldn't you? Because you're not going to get the right result if you turn up looking like you've just stepped out of, you know, sale of the century, if the person likes somebody who wears t-shirt and jeans, and vice versa. So wouldn't you actually try and find out a little bit about them? Yeah?
Yeah.
And what you would do is you would learn to present back to them what they're looking for. Does that make sense? Yeah?
It does.
Right? Now, how many people do you see out there that go to that trouble with their business? Or do we just see the scattergun approach?
Yeah, scattergun.
Scattergun, right? And will the scattergun work?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So why do we see it all the time?
Because we do what we think we're supposed to rather than what we're actually supposed to.
Well, it comes down to 96.5% won't make the effort.
Easy.
And what we do, we're human beings, we're herd animals, whether we like it or not, and we see the majority of people doing something some way, and we go, well, that must be the way to do it, without actually thinking it through. But if it worked like that, then 100% of people who start businesses would be successful. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, so we need to know what they want, we need to know why they want it, and we need to be able to show them. and to be able to show them that we have what they want, what do we most need to know?
What their pain points are.
And if we want to know what their pain points are, what do we need to know about them?
We need to know about them.
We need to know about them. What makes them ideal for us? So what do we call that person? The ideal
Customer.
client.
Close, Rob.
What's the difference between a customer and a client? Anybody tell
Client
me?
is yours and will come back to you.
Yes,
client
a customer,
pays. Relationship. Yeah.
a customer is somebody that you deal with once or very, very seldom, and a client is somebody who keeps coming back. Which one makes you more money?
Client.
The client. So you stop looking for ideal customers, you start looking for ideal clients. That makes sense? Also, do you know what I've learned over the years? If a customer brings you a friend, that friend only does business once. If a client brings you a friend, they become a client. Funny how that works, right? But if we're not consciously looking for that, if that hasn't been pointed out to us, what do you think our chances are of finding it? They're slim, isn't that right? Okay, so we want to go looking for our ideal client. Who knows how to figure out what their ideal client is?
It's difficult. Talking to your clients.
Me, because you taught us on your course.
Nice one, Justine, right? I've shown you how to do it, haven't I? Yeah, and it makes sense and it works, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So that's another one I can help you with, okay? Write that down, and that's in Level Up. And what were the two things we did with ideal clients, Justine?
What did we do with them? Sorry,
Well, what did we do around that subject? We figured out how to find out exactly who they are
Yeah,
so that you could picture them.
yeah.
We found out where to find them.
Mm-hmm.
And because we found those two things out, what did we then know? How to talk to them, which was the communication step. Okay, so that's what you need to be able to do. That's another step, knowing your ideal client, why they want you, and show them how you can help them. If we can't do that, can we be successful?
Oh.
We have to go back to what?
If we're not successful.
Well, if we're not